Do you use the Claris tablet outside of Tai Chi class?
You talking to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I don't use it as much as I used to, but I can get some uh, on YouTube. I watch that
Good.
and
What
and the
about
games.
what about those daily things that pop up? You like those?
Uh, oh yeah,
Okay. Well,
each morning.
yes, ma'am. I
Yeah.
turned my I turned mine off a couple months ago and kind of forgot about it. And then I turned it back on yesterday and it was like it was playing catch up. So when it comes to technology, it's like I have a phone, I have a laptop, I have a desktop. It's like I didn't want it just got to be overwhelming to have one more thing. So, anywho, I'm glad you're enjoying it, and we will provide those as long as we're able to. I would like to see more people be interested, but some people don't have the need. All right, we got Miss Sharon. We hadn't seen Miss Sharon in a long time. She's coming in. As I'll tell you again at the end of class, but I wanted to let you know that next week is the week I'll be gone to Savannah for my farmers market training. And so there won't be class on April the 23rd, but I'll be back on the 30th. So the 30th will be class 15. And then the final class will be that following week. So this class runs 16 weeks. If you're interested in signing up for the next session, and I hope you will, we're looking at starting it August the 13th. And so it will be once a week for 16 weeks again. And also there will be 2 times provided, just like this time. There's a 10 to 11, and then there is a 1:30 to 2:30. So if you like this time, great. If you want to try the morning, that's fine too. So with whoever you sign up with, let them know. Sharon and Gail, you would sign up with Samantha or Kimberly, one of those names. I send information to both of them, and I'm not sure who's in charge of that. And Miss Linda, you sign up with me.
Yeah.
I'm currently teaching an advanced class, and that advanced class assumes that you know part 1 pretty well, assumes that you know the basic 6 pretty well. So not necessarily part 1, but the basic 6 pretty well. We dive into the advanced 6 a little more times because in this class we don't get to it very quickly. We did this time. I'm proud of us. But in the advanced class now, we are working on part 2. And so we talk more about the depths of Tai Chi and what the movements can help us do, how to explore the movements in a different way. So I'm not sure if I'm going to offer it again. I don't know what the interest may be. If you're interested in that, let me know. Right now it's on Fridays from 9 to 10. So
what is that again?
It's virtual. It's online. And I have people that take both classes. They take the Tuesday class and they take the advanced class. So you kind of get 2 different things out of each of the classes. And you can listen and you can decide like, I don't think that's for me. And y'all, it's not going to hurt my feelings. I know that it's not personal if you know, you don't want to take the advanced class. I know that the people who choose that they don't like Tai Chi, it's not that they don't like Jennifer, that's just Tai Chi's not their thing, and that's okay. So don't feel like you're going to hurt my feelings if you don't want to do it. But you have time to let me know. So we're gonna work on of course, our part 1 basic 6, advanced 6 movements. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this, since you're probably wondering what in the world is going on here. And I had a question posed in the morning class about deep breathing. And he wanted me to explore more about deep breathing and share some information. And so, of course, y'all know I'm not the expert. I'm not the expert of anything. I just know a little bit about a lot of different things. And the more I do Tai Chi, the more comfortable I am with Tai Chi. But I looked into some information about deep breathing, and I did want to share it with you. So this right here is just to show you the anatomy that, you know, obviously we can't see inside of ourselves, but this is what we look like inside of our bodies. And I've taken the guts apart, but we have our heart here and our lungs. There's the back part of our lungs already in there. But the front part of our lungs fit right there. So it surrounds our heart. And on top of that is our rib cage. Below that, we have our intestines, our kidney, and our stomach. And then right here is our diaphragm. You know, and this is what I'm getting to. We do diaphragmatic breathing, right? So this diaphragm is a muscle. And it actually fits up under our lungs right there, okay? And so I think it's so amazing how God made us. All of our stuff is like this perfect little puzzle. So we have our lungs and our diaphragm that fits right up under our lungs. And then under that, our liver, and our stomach, sorry, our kidneys are back here. That's why when you have kidney pain, your back hurts, because they're located more in your back part of your body. Your liver and your stomach, you see how perfect that fits together? This is our diaphragm, this is our liver, this is our stomach. And then our stomach and liver go right over top of our intestines, right? Our small and large intestines. And so that's where obviously the digestive process starts in our mouth with saliva, but you know, it goes down and eventually out. But I show you this because I wanted you to kind of have an understanding of what you look like on the inside. And so when I talk about deep breathing, and completely filling these lungs with air. And when those fill with air, it pushes that diaphragm down, and your internal organs are below. So that's why when you take a deep breath, completely filling your lung with air, it pushes down. That's why your belly kind of pokes out whenever you do diaphragmatic breathing. So now you have an idea of what it looks like on the inside. You might not have thought about it or realized, but your diaphragm is a muscle just like this that sits up under your lungs over top of your organs. That's our goal, right? Is deep breathing. Well, who can benefit from deep breathing? Do you know? Anyone who breathes.
Yeah.
Anybody who breathes, that's who's gonna that is gonna be who benefits from it. So another reason why God is so smart is that he gave us 2 places to breathe. We can breathe through our nose and we can breathe through our mouth. Well, there is a preferred method to breathe, and that is through our nose. Our mouth is kind of our backup in case our nose gets stopped up. We've been there, right? So
Yeah.
what I want you to do is breathe, take a deep breath through your nose. And then you can exhale through your nose or through your mouth. It doesn't matter, but just take that deep breath through your nose. Now I want you to take that same deep breath through your mouth. It makes me cough whenever I do it that way. Do you feel the difference in those two deep breaths?
Yeah.
Wasn't it easier to breathe through your mouth, and it was a little more difficult to breathe through your nose? Like
Yeah.
the air flowed faster when you took inhale through your mouth, and it was slower when you breathe through your nose. There's a reason why, and this reason is why it's preferred for you to breathe through your nose. We want to stop breathing from our mouth when possible. I know your nose gets stopped up sometimes and we have to, but our goal is to breathe through our nose because our nose acts as a filter for the air that we are breathing in. And so it's the first line of defense of anything that's airborne. So if you think about any kind of toxins that are in the air, any kind of bacteria, any type of virus, this posed another question for me, but it filters the air and keeps that from going into your lungs. Any of that virus and sickness and chemicals in the air, it filters it and keeps it from going into your lungs. Also, when we breathe through our nose, we get more oxygen from the air. So we want to use our nose. It acts as a purifier to the air. And whenever it purifies the air, other things are happening before it gets to our lungs. One thing is the air is heated, the air is pressurized, and the air is moistened. And so that's more of an acceptable state of the air inside of our lungs. So when we do that properly, then it greatly affects our heart, our circulation, our digestion, and our brain, because we have more oxygen and we have clean air coming into our system. So these are just tips. Now think about all the animals in the world, okay? There's only one animal in this whole wide world that benefits from breathing from their mouth. Miss Linda, you have one at your house. That's a dog.
Okay.
If you ever notice when it's hot outside, a dog,
Yeah.
well, a dog breathing from their mouth regulates temperature. So that's when you typically see them breathing hard through their mouth is when it's hot outside. So, but when we don't need that, no other animal needs that. So if we were to do that, then we would be getting too much air. And too much air and like a hyperventilating type breath, it causes our body to feel stress. It puts us in a state of stress. If we breathe through our nose and we breathe slowly through our nose, then it puts our bodies more into a calm state. And so we've talked about diaphragmatic breathing and how it is calming to us. But another thing it does is it increases our lung capacity. There is a correlation between our lung capacity and our longevity. So how long we live correlates to how much lung capacity that we have. When we are 35 years old, our lungs start to shrink just naturally. You know, God didn't make us to last forever. So our bodies naturally kind of give out. Isn't
I
that
agree.
wonderful to hear? But by practicing diaphragmatic breathing, that deep breathing, we can increase our lung capacity. And we also increase our body's ability to deal with toxins that are in the air, and also an increased level of carbon dioxide. So we set ourselves up to deal with the unhealthy stuff, and we can increase our life. And we just do this through deep breathing. Through breathing, we increase our lung capacity. So it's important to slow down. So we have breathe through our nose and do it slowly. And so that signals for us to be calm. If we're taking in too many breaths, or if we're holding our breath and not breathing, and then all of a sudden gasping for breath, then that puts our bodies in this awake and alert mode, and that can cause inflammation. So we want to be conscious that we are breathing. Now, last week I told you there are 3 things I'm always thinking, not just in Tai Chi class, but outside of Tai Chi class. And that is how is my posture? Am I holding any tension? And am I breathing? Posture, tension, breathing. Too many people hold their breath, or they're not deep breathing, fully filling those lungs with air, increasing that lung capacity, and completely emptying those lungs. If you think about a lung, okay, this is just part of one, the top part of our lung, the bottom part. We want to completely fill it with air and then completely empty it. That way, if any toxins have been left in the bottom part of our lung, we completely empty it out and it doesn't stay in there. So thinking about that, inhaling through our nose and exhaling either through our nose or mouth. And it just depends on you, what you feel most comfortable with. I like to inhale and exhale through my nose. If you inhale through your mouth, or exhale through your mouth, exhale through pursed lips. So it looks kind of like you're going to whistle.
Yeah.
And what that does is slows the air down as you exhale. To slow down the exhale, when you exhale through your nose, one, it's going to slow down just naturally because of the mechanism that I was talking about earlier. From what I understand, it's about the size of a small fist, or like a pool ball. That mechanism inside your head that filters the air, it goes through that same process to leave the body as it did to enter the body. So that in itself is going to slow the air down. But another thing you can do is clench your throat as you exhale the air. So inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose with that clench of your throat. So that may be kind of hard to understand. You think about making a sound with that to make you feel the clenching. So you can make this sound. You see, whenever to make that sound, you have to clench your throat a little bit. So you don't have to do it now. You can do it when you're by yourself and nobody's listening, because it might feel a little bit weird. Y'all know I don't mind to feel weird. So, but I can't get y'all to hear it when I inhale and I exhale. I try to make it a little bit audible, but it's hard over virtual. Um, but you just clench that throat a little bit and it slows that air down. So inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose or through your mouth through pursed lips. So that's just a little bit of a lesson about diaphragmatic breathing, how to do it properly, what it can do for you, and maybe how it can harm you if you don't really practice breathing through your nose. Now, this is all the time, not just when you're in Tai Chi or when you're like, I'm going to sit down and practice diaphragmatic breathing. Not just those times, but all the time. All the time, practice breathing through your nose as long as it's not stopped up, and then exhaling, like I said, those two different ways. If you're specifically practicing deep breathing for relaxation, you can lay down or you can sit in a chair and let that chair support you so you can just really relax into that breath. And if you're doing that, you can do it a couple different ways. You can inhale to the count of 6 and exhale to the count of 6. You can inhale to the count of 4, exhale to the count of 8. Some people even have a pause where they inhale to the count of 4, hold, and then exhale to the count of 8. So you may hold for a couple seconds. I saw where some people hold for 8 seconds and then exhale. It might be uncomfortable for you to hold your breath that long at first, but the more you practice it, that's how you increase your lung capacity that we were talking about earlier. And that's a goal for us, is to be able to increase lung capacity, because remember, that equates to long life. So just another reason to do Tai Chi and another reason to do deep breathing. Do you have any questions about that?
I don't.
Okay. Well, maybe you found that helpful. Or maybe it's just good to learn something. You may get an answer right on Jeopardy one day. So let's get started with our warm-up stretches. We have our upright posture, no tension in our shoulders. Our feet are about shoulder width or hip width apart. We're breathing, being conscious of not holding our breath. Even if we're not completely filling our lungs with air, we are breathing. Let's start with our neck. Our other one for our neck. We go side to side. One more on each side. Our shoulders. Rotate forward, small circles, and rotate back. Big shoulder circles. Our spine. Side to side. For our hips. Side to side. For our knees.
I lost you.
What in the world? I lost you too.
Don't know what happened.
Wonder what happened. Because I mean,
don't know.
you're
I
still,
can hear you fine.
I know you're still here, but
It says getting things ready for you, Claire's companion.
hold on.
Just a few more numbers.
I just put ask to start video. See if it puts
It said it was still recording.
okay. I asked, it says ask to start video. Does something come up that asks you to start video?
Yeah, I had went with that. Now it's gone to my weather forecast. It's showing 5 days of the weather forecast.
Technology. When I
Now
put,
I've got the balls on there, the favorites and the messages.
can you go to, what is it that where your class?
Exercises.
No. What is the
Got-
one that has your class, where you join the class?
It's not down there. It's got events. Is that it?
Try that. See what comes up.
Join us for Tai Chi.
Does it say
By,
1:30, 2:30?
yeah.
Click
And
join,
video call.
click join class to see what happens.
Well, it doesn't say that. It just says next or close.
Can you,
I will go to next. No events.
can
This
you,
is to,
can you
that
restart it?
was, let's see.
You may, it may kick you out, but I'll let you back in. But you
Well,
know,
I'm back to the face. I don't know what you call it, where we've got all the balls on there. Messages, photos, games, exercises, events. I want to know.
yeah.
And I put favorites up there. And it seems like that's kind of messed it up.
Well, just, push that top button to restart it. And then when it comes back up, go to events and then join the Tai Chi class. And I'll let you back in.
what button are you talking about?
On the side of the Claris, it'd be the
Yeah.
top button. If you'll just push it and hold it in, and it'll ask if you want to restart it or shut it down.
Is this yeah, the restart button?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Mash
Like
restart.
yeah, it'll kick you out, but you just come back in.
Okay. Well, it's not wanting to do anything there. I've mashed that restart 3 times now.
It's so weird. Those Clarises are just odd. Sometimes they just have a mind of their own. It usually happens when we sing their praises. That they get all messed up. Well, we'll talk about what we're doing since I can't see any of y'all, and I don't know if I know Linda, you can't see me. I don't know if Sharon and Gail can see me, but we'll talk about.
I can see and hear you.
Oh, you see Sharon?
This
Is
is
that
Sharon.
okay? Very good. I don't know what is wrong with Miss Linda's Claris. Sorry for busting up class to try to get that figured out. You know, sometimes it's an easy fix and sometimes it's just, you know, technology at its worst. Anyway, let's go back in while Linda's coming back. Let's go back into our warm-ups. We were at our knees where we were stepping out, keeping both feet on the floor as we punch out. I like this one a lot because there's a shift side to side, but also a shift front to back. Again, those 3 little things I'm always reminding myself: how's my posture? Am I holding tension? And am I breathing? Anytime I shift forward, that's when my body wants to go forward. It wants to break good posture. So that's a really good time to remind yourself to remain having good posture, even though you're shifting weight forward. Don't give in to that want to lean. Stay upright. And next for our ankles, we have heel toe, heel toe. Rocking those feet, other side, working on mobility of our ankles. And big toe, little toe. There's Miss Linda come back. Maybe she'll be able to see now. Miss Sharon, it's good to have you back. Little toe, big toe, side to side. Give yourself a little shake. Maybe we can see Miss Linda. She's asked to start video and asked to unmute. I don't know. And she's probably can't hear me to know that I can't hear her. But it says ask to unmute. I'm doing everything I know to do. Ask to start video, ask to unmute. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. All right, let me turn around and I will go through our advanced or our basic six and our advanced six and our part one Tai Chi movements. Okay. All right, turning around. Let's begin with several deep breaths, inhaling through our nose, exhaling through our nose or through pursed lips, whichever feels most comfortable. Just take several breaths in a row at your own pace. Well, throughout our movements, I want you to continue to do your back, Miss Linda.
Hey, yeah.
I want you to continue to breathe through your nose, inhale and exhale. Don't worry about your breath matching up with your movements. Just continue to inhale, exhale in a deep, fully filling those lungs way. And here we go. Basic six and advanced six. Commence. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Count to six here. 2. 6, starting with brush knee. Play the loop. Carry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Carry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Close it out. And again. Commence. Advanced 6, starting with brush knee. Hopefully you're experiencing these movements with that nice deep breathing. So let's come back and just go over our basic 6, especially since Sharon, you haven't been here for a while and it never hurts to have a review, does it? So commencement, and I can show you from the front mirror image and turn back around. I think everyone likes me to turn around for the sake of practice. Some people don't care either which way, but we miss sometimes what's going on in front of me when all you can see is behind. So commencement is a step forward. You shift to the right foot, you step out left, you shift left and bring that right foot forward. Remember in Tai Chi, we always do an empty step when we place the foot. Then we give it weight. Anytime we step, it is immediately an empty step. If not for just a tiny little second, then we shift the weight. That's called an empty step. And so we do that from the start with commencement. We shift, hold on, let me think again, mirror image. We shift right, we step left, we shift left, we bring that right foot forward. So from the front, we shift right, we step left, we shift left, and bring that right foot forward. Our hands face each other the whole time when we do commencement. So they come up facing each other. And when they come up, they're out away from our bodies, but with a soft bend in our elbow. That's called a song joint. So we're not out like Frankenstein, we're out. It's a nice soft joint. So we're up and out. We come down, come back to our body, up. Then we take our hands out and back in. So when we end that movement, our hands are, our fingers are pointing up, and that gets us ready for open and close, which is our second movement. So just our hands, we bring our hands up, down, in and up, out, back in, open, and close. So, you know, that's quite a dynamic set of movements for the first movement of Tai Chi. Down, in and up, out, back in. Now our hand movement goes with our legs. So when we bring our hands up, nothing's happening with our legs just yet. We have our weight on both legs. So we come up. When our hands go down, that's when we shift the weight to our right leg. So up, down, shift right. Now we step left foot. We don't immediately give it weight. Remember, there's that empty step. We bring our hands in and up. Now we're ready to give that left foot weight as we take our hands out. Shift as those hands go out. Right foot forward. Now bring those hands back. Open and close. So from the front, it looks like this. Commence up, down, shift right. Step left and it's empty. Hands come in and up. Shift left as those hands go out. Right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. First two movements. Next movement is single whip. Now we do single whip both ways, but the first time we do it to the right. Coming from open and close, we shift left, we step out right, and we stepped at an angle. When we stepped out, we stepped empty. We didn't immediately give it weight. Then we give it weight. So I call that adjust weight. Now our hands do out, turn, and separate. Both hands separate, but our eyes and our head follow our left hand. In single whips, our eyes follow the hand opposite of the leg that stepped out. So in this instance, our right foot stepped out. So we follow our left hand as we open those hands and our eyes follow that left hand. So that's single whip. Coming from open and close, we shift left, step right, adjust weight, push, turn and separate, eyes follow that left hand. So from the back, it looks like this, our first single whip. Shift left, step right, adjust weight, push, turn, separate, eyes follow that left hand. So let's put those three together from commence to single whip. And commence. Hands up and down, shift right. Step left, hands come in and up. Shift left as those hands go out. Right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. Single whip. Shift left, step right, adjust weight. Push, turn, separate, eyes follow that left hand. That's our first three moves. Now we're ready for waving hands in clouds. The transition move, I continue to watch this left hand. I shift left and bring that right foot back, and that right hand comes down to the hip. Now that's the transition move for waving hands in clouds. I step out right, switch my hands, and turn. Shift right, step left, switch hands, turn. Shift, step, switch, turn. Shift, step, switch, turn. Shift, step, switch, turn. Shift, step, switch, turn. Now to the middle for open and close. So what does that look like from the front? We just did our single whip where we shifted left, step right, push, turn, separate, eyes follow that left hand. We shift left, we bring that right foot, right hand back. So this is what waving hands in clouds looks like from the front. I step, switch my hands, turn, shift, step, switch, 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 turn. And to the middle for open and close. So these words right here is waving hands and clouds. Step, switch, turn, shift. This step and shift are your feet words, and switch and turn are your hand or upper body words. And so what we're doing in waving hands and clouds is walking, Tai Chi walking to the side. So we step, empty, then shift weight and follow step. Empty, then give it weight. So I step, empty, then shift, follow step. Empty, now give it weight. Step, empty, shift, step, empty, shift. So we're walking sideways. Empty step when we step, then shifting, step, empty, shift. That's Tai Chi walking. That's your step and your shift. So we do that. We do 6, right? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's your Tai Chi stepping to the side. The hands come here and turn. Then the other hand comes up and the other hand goes down. Then I turn. That's the switch. That's the turn. That's the switch. That's the turn. Switch, turn, switch, turn, switch, turn. Got it? Switch, turn. So when we put it all together, we did just that single whip, and we step, switch, turn, shift, 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 step, switch, turn, and we come to the middle for open and close. So that's our first movement of basic 6. Let's put those together from the top with commencement. And commence. Hands up, down, shift right. Step left, hands come in and up. Shift left as they go out. Right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. Single whip. Shift left, step right, adjust weight. Push, turn, separate, eyes follow that left hand. Shift left, bring that right foot, right hand back, waving hands and clouds. Step, switch, turn. Shift, 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 step, switch, turn, and to the middle for open and close. Let's do that again, and this time I'm not going to talk, but I'll be here. I'm here for you to follow. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands and clouds. Remember 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open, close. Now to finish our basic 6, we single whip and wave hands in clouds to the left. So let's talk you through that. Shift right, step left, adjust weight. Push, turn, separate, eyes follow the right hand. Shift right, bring that left hand and left foot back, waving hands in clouds. Step and switch, turn, shift, 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 step and switch, turn, and to the middle for open and close. Close it out. So hopefully that was a good review for our basic 6 movements. We won't have class next week, but we will return on the following week. Did I say that was the 30th? Let me not lie to you. Yes, the 30th. And we'll do a simple review of simple and quick review of our advanced 6 to go along with that. Unless y'all have something else that y'all want me to go over, that's what we'll do. If you have something in mind, just let me know. And you know, I'm always happy to accommodate, whether it be, let's talk about breathing, just like I talked about this morning. If you want to focus on seated Tai Chi, if you want to just focus on warm-ups, I'm here for you. This is your class, and I want you to get what you need and want out of it. Let's cool down. Let's give ourselves a fist massage. It is 2:28. An hour just flies by.
Especially when we're having problems with our.
Oh, girl, I'm sorry that happened. I wish
I don't know what happened. It just, I hadn't touched it.
those things have a mind of their own. I'm telling you. I mean, I know the little tablets get together overnight and they're like, let's see how much trouble we can cause tomorrow.
Well,
Oh,
they
gather
did go.
and let that tension go. Don't hold on to tension. Don't hold your breath. Breathe. Just truly ask yourself throughout the day, or just check in with yourself. How is your posture? Are you holding tension? And are you breathing? And I think you will increase your body awareness and you'll feel better for it. Let's take a deep breath as we do our shoulder circle. Inhale and exhale. One more. We end class with making a fist that represents our strength. Our fingers together represents our friendship, and our thumb in our humility. We put those together in mutual respect. We say namaste.
Namaste.
Thank y'all so
Thank you.
much. But y'all let me know if I can do anything for you. I will be checking my emails. If you happen to call me and leave a message, I will be able to get those because they come through on my email. But while I'm in Savannah, obviously I won't be here, but I will be accessible. Okay. So y'all just let me know what you need, and I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Love y'all.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.